when you have people who try to make this claim that they are loyal to America and at the same time loyal to a foreign government, it is a lie.
It is, and it's more than that, Mark. What we need to stand up and say is not only did they attack the USS Liberty, they did 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. I have had long conversations over the past 2 weeks with contacts at the Army War College, at Headquarters Marine Corps, and I've made it absolutely clear in both cases that it is 100% certain that 9/11 was a Mossad operation,
mm-hmm.
period.
Mm-hmm.
9/11 has led directly to 60,000 Americans dead and wounded. God knows how many hundreds of thousands of people in other countries that we've killed or wounded or made homeless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an ongoing sore. And what Americans need to understand is they did it.
Mm-hmm.
They did it. And if they do understand that, Israel's going to disappear. Israel will flat-ass disappear from this earth. If Americans ever know that Israel did this, they're going to scrub them off the earth. The Zionists are playing this as truly an all-or-nothing exercise,
mm-hmm.
because if they lose this one,
that's it.
If the American people ever realize what's
right.
happened,
mm-hmm.
they're done. The military is loyal, but it has not been bought.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ever understands this, really, really deeply understands this, and this is what I got when I put some of these things to the Army War College and to Headquarters Marine Corps, and I mentioned to a contact at Headquarters Marine Corps, I said, they did 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, you don't mean it. I said, absolutely. And if they ever understand that, these people are history.
These conversations that you're having with your colleagues who are still serving in uniform, what is the reaction on their part when you tell them things like this?
First, a disbelief, and what I show them immediately afterwards is an interview with a Danish demolitions expert
mm-hmm.
named Danny Jawenko,
mm-hmm.
and it shows the third building at the World Trade Center going down,
mm-hmm.
WTC-7.
Right.
And they look at that, and I said, now you understand that if one of the buildings was wired for demolition, all of them were wired for
right.
demolition.
Right.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the tipping point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting into arguments about who was flying what and where they were and whether there was nanothermite, those things are true, but they're incidental.
Right.
The thing that's necessary is to tell people 3 buildings went down, the third was not hit by a plane, it was wired for controlled demolition, therefore all of them were wired for
mm-hmm.
controlled demolition, and at that point the reaction is rage. First disbelief and then rage.
Well, I got to tell you, that I find to be very encouraging because, based upon the cursory conversations I have with some military people, they're clueless and they don't want to hear about it. They are loyal to the flag, and the thought that the government could be in any way involved in any kind of high crimes and treason against the United States, the people of the United States, is just unthinkable to them. So I'm glad to hear that there still is some gray matter and some patriotism left, at least in the circles where you travel, Dr. Sabrosky.
Well, I mean, it's not that they don't want to hear it; it's that they don't know of it. And what I have done when I presented it to these people, and I said, just look at this, just look at this picture. I'm not going to give you an argument. Just look at it. And they look at the film, and without exception, they come back and they say, they did it, didn't they?